Hi guys, so this is our strength session for week 3 and 4. So as always, we're going to start with our plyometric and our injury prevention stuff. So A0, our first exercise, is going to be a double leg death jump. So previously we've been working on that double leg landing, nice strong position, knees not coming into this valgus position. So now we're going to do the same thing just from a little height. So if you have a step, a box, anything in your back garden or your house will work for this. So we're looking for a height somewhere between your ankle and your knee, so not above your knee, so somewhere for this height for your double leg box. So I'm going to use this second step. I'm going to take a step off and land in that strong position. And complete that for 5 reps. Next exercise is the same thing, but it's a single leg landing. So we're going to try and find a box or a step that's a little bit lower, so I'm going to use this second step here. And we're just going to do the same thing, step off, but with a single leg landing. So really important to get the hips back here and make sure that that knee isn't coming too far forward over your toe. Step off, strong landing. Make sure you stick that landing so you're not wobbling around. It's okay if it's a struggle, it should be hard, but we're really trying to concentrate here to keep that knee still. Next exercise in our injury prevention is going to be a one direction hop. So we're going to go with our right leg one direction and then back. So imagine that you're trying to hop over a very small hurdle. We don't want to hop too far or too high because we just want this movement to be nice and controlled, and it is a difficult one. So imagine there's a little hurdle to my right, hop and stick, struggle a bit in that one. Same thing, go right again, hop and stick. On the way back, hop and stick, hop and stick. First exercise for our lower body is going to be a glute bridge walkout. So same as last week, except this week we're just extending a little piece onto this to make it a little bit more challenging. So on our backs, back pressed flat down into the ground. From here we push up and we walk our 2 heels out slowly. As far as you can maintain, walk them back in, come down, go again. When we're walking, make sure that there's not too much hip tilt. Try and keep those hips level as we walk our feet out. Second leg for the lower body is going to be a reverse lunge into a runner's hold. So 2 feet starting beside each other, right leg goes back, pushes up into a strong position. When we come into this position, really make sure that this glute is engaged, so it's switched on. It's not sagging, nice and tight. You'll see that when I engage this glute, it pushes this hip up slightly. So nice strong position, back down into a lunge, come through. Third exercise for our lower body is going to be a single leg arabesque. So we did this one last week. If you found it difficult, continue with it as you were doing. So even increase your eccentric, so slow on the way down, or increase that pause in the bottom. If it was manageable for you, we'll add in a weight this week. So I'm going to use a paint can, but use whatever you have lying around the house, a water bottle, anything like that. So I'm going to pick up the paint can. The leg that is going back, that's the arm that I'm going to hold it in. So my left leg, or my right leg is going to go back, so that's the arm that I'm holding my weight in. So again, nice and strong to start, neutral position, bum is squeezed, leg goes back, slow on the way down, pause at the bottom, come back through. From side, should maintain a nice flat back, bottom, come back through. Remember how far you can tilt over maintains on your hamstring flexibility. So for people with tight hamstrings, they might only be able to get to here before they arch their back to try and get more. So make sure that your back stays flat throughout the whole exercise and only go as far as is manageable for you. Fourth and final exercise for our lower body is going to be a single leg squat to chair. So a really important one for our neural control, and again stopping those knees collapsing in when we're changing direction when we're playing sport. Good for quad development, so really good lower body exercise. So have a chair behind you, couch, step, whatever it is you have, something not too low to begin with because it is a difficult exercise. From here we're going to be on one leg, we're going to maintain that strong position and sit slowly back down onto the chair until your bum touches it, push back up. So it's a difficult exercise, so to start with, just concentrate on that slow eccentric And if you need to take a rest at the bottom, that's fine. You may not have the strength to push up with one, so come back with 2, go again. It can help to watch your knee on the way down to make sure that it's not caving in this way. So control it, back up. First exercise for upper body is again our push-up. If you're finding these difficult, stick with the elevated, so from a box, from a couch, whatever you were doing on that surface elevated. It's really important here that we maintain that position with our shoulders or our elbows close and not flared. So if you find that your shoulders are flaring out or it's just too difficult for you, come back up to that elevated position, because we'd much rather complete this exercise properly and technically rather than just letting those elbows flare out, because we won't get the same benefits from it. So if you're doing a normal push-up on the ground, nice strong plank position, chest to the floor, elbows stay close, push back up. Try and prevent that back sagging on the way down, nice and strong. Next exercise, swimmers, is a great one for shoulder mobility and stability. So we did this one in our mobility session if you were on our Zoom call last week. So down on the mat, arms start on your back. From here, we're going to lift them off and bring them around without touching the ground if we can. All the way to the front and back down. So nice and slow and controlled. Keep the feet touching the floor. Head is slightly lifted, so we don't want our head into the ground. Slightly lifted, lift off your lower back, all the way around. Similar exercise to last week with our ball reach, except this time we're just going to add in a shoulder tap. So same rules apply, make sure your hips don't rotate too much. Try and keep really strong through your core and through your glutes. High plank. Feet are nice and wide for balance. If it's here, it's very difficult. Nice and wide. Try not to let your hips move. Last exercise is going to be our side plank. So we did this one last week. Exact same thing. If you're on your knees last week, see if you can extend it to being on your feet this week. Really, really important exercise for bowlers and athletes in general, so don't underestimate the ability of this exercise. Nice straight line, hips, knees, heels, up to my shoulders.